My wife and I have established a small security company about 8 years ago. The business was thriving, and we had nearly paid off the substantial debt borrowed from the local bank. Just when everything seemed to be going smoothly, my wife suddenly passed away in a tragic accident. I withdrew from work since then. I knew it wasn't the right way to cope, but I found myself neglecting business commitments and spending entire days in front of her memorial altar. Every day, I drowned my sorrows in alcohol, becoming a mere shadow of my former self. Predictably, the business spiraled into failure, debts piled up, and the office was left abandoned for a month. When I finally snapped back to reality, the debts were already mountainous, and everything I had built crumbled before me. I contemplated suicide. I went to the hardware store and bought the thickest rope to hang myself. Returning home, I drank whatever alcohol I could find, tied the rope to the ceiling fan, and stood on the chair. As I looped the rope around my neck, it wasn't as trembling or frightening as I had anticipated. Perhaps it was due to being heavily intoxicated. Standing on the chair, I had only one thought. If I kick the chair, then it's the end. Slowly gearing up to kick the chair, I shifted my gaze back down, and suddenly, something caught my eye. From under the dark and empty living room sofa, something crawled out. It was a creature with a small stature and a large head. Its greasy, long hair hung down, and its red, bloodshot eyes were visible through the strands. It had a nauseating smile on its face. Staring at the chair where I stood, it seemed to convey a clear message. Go ahead, kick the chair. Without intending to, I locked eyes with the creature, and it noticed my gaze. Surprised at first, it soon began to grin again.
What are you waiting for? Go on. Kick the chair,
it said, giggling wickedly. It approached, excited.
When you die, you wouldn't mind if I take your child, would you?
It said with a disgusting tone, licking its lips. Feeling the urgency in the situation, although I couldn't make sense of it, I casually replied, I'm not going to die. In that moment, I suddenly realized what a foolish thing I was about to do. I still had a 1-year-old daughter, and I had entrusted her to my father-in-law after my wife's death. I had completely forgotten about this fact for a month, only recalling it in that moment. I immediately untied the rope and stepped down from the chair. The creature had vanished. However, the lingering atmosphere suggested that it had indeed been there. I went to my father-in-law's house, knelt down and apologized. They forgave me. I cried while hugging my daughter. Now, I'm repaying the debts and raising my daughter. As a determined salesman, I'm living each day to the fullest. I still don't know what happens after death, but I know one thing for sure. If I die, that creature will come, and it has its eyes set on my daughter.